Hi, so this is my independent reading project, and the book I picked is called Summer Sisters by Judy Blume. And the theme I chose was love because it is a love story, a very complicated love story, but it is a love story. And the chapter that I felt most embodied the theme, which is love, is chapter 43 because it shows different types of love, like companion love and friendship love. So I'm going to begin reading. She knows she won't be able to sleep. She tries to read, but she can't concentrate, so she grabs her sweater and flashlight and heads back outside. The wind is picking up. She shines her flashlight along the wooded road leading down to the beach. She doesn't see the figure stepping out of the windows until he grabs her. She's paralyzed by fear. She can't scream, can't run. So this is how it's going to end. Talk about screwing up the wedding. He spins her around. But wait, it's not a madman, at least not the kind she had in mind. It's Brew. We have to talk, he says. She shakes him off and walks faster, her strides alongside her. I don't know how any of this happened. I don't know what I'm doing with her, what we're doing together. She stops and aims a flashlight at his face. You two should really have a happy marriage. Look, Victoria, it's a mistake. I admit it, okay? Spare me, Vic says, holding up her hand. He reaches for it and pulls her to him, making her gulp for air. She's 17 again, swimming for her life. But this time, she's being sucked under. This time, she's drowning. She drops the flashlight to the ground. He begins to kiss her, soft little kisses at the side of her lips, then hungry, deep kisses. He takes her hand and leads her quickly down the road to his truck, and without a word, they head to his cabin. She awakens to the sound of a foghorn just before dawn, her heart pounding, her head throbbing. She grabs what she can find of her clothes from the pile on the floor, tiptoes back barefoot to the door, and quietly, so as not to wake him, lets herself out. She steps into her shoes, drops her dress over her head, then she's running through clumps of beach plum and bearberry that scratch her legs, running until she comes to the main road where she hitches a ride with the first car to come along. Two women on their way to the early morning ferry. Maybe she should just keep going. Just get on the ferry. Get off this island. But they'd worried about her. Abby would say, Look, her bed wasn't slept in. Something terrible has happened. I know it. They'd call the police who would find her underwear in Brew's truck or his bed or wherever she had left it and accuse him of something even worse than the truth. The wedding would be postponed. Is this close enough? The driver asked as a sign pointing to the B&B. Yes, thanks. Vix is walking the mile back, she runs into Felipe. Crap. Who's out for an early morning jog? Does he notice she's still wearing last night's clothes? Victoria, enjoying an early morning walk? Yes, she tells him, picking up her pace. I always walk before breakfast. Her eyes, he eyes her up and down, and she knows that he knows she didn't sleep in her room. But he doesn't have a clue about where she has spent the night or with whom. By 10, the sun has burned through, and Vix dozes in her warm wicker rocker on the porch of Lamb's house. She breathes deeply, catching the scent of stargazer lilies from Abby's garden. She pictures herself walking down the aisle an hour from now, wearing the straw hat that's resting on her lap, the gauzy ivory dress skimming her ankles. She'll be carrying sunflowers. She's been instructed to smile. After all, she's Caitlin's maid of honor. Or is it maid of honor? She winces at her own bad joke. She can't help wishing the same fairy godmother who let her be friends with Caitlin in the first place would swoop down and rescue her now, carrying her away from this island, the island of memories, all the best and worst of her life. She hears Caitlin calling to her from far away. Vix, get your butt up here. A maid of honor's got responsibilities, you know. Caitlin laughs, and an echo of laughter follows. Phoebe shakes her head gently. Vix. When she opens her eyes, Phoebe asks, Hard night? Vix fans her face with a straw hat. Felipe has probably told Phoebe that he saw her earlier this morning, that she'd pulled an all-nighter. She prays none of them will ever know the truth. Abby has finally redone Caitlin's room. The walls have been whitewashed. The old twin beds have been replaced with an antique iron bedstead piled high with lace-trimmed pillows. Books line the shelves where broken toys once sat. Their Beachstone collection, sorted by color, lavender, turquoise gray, is stored in glass canisters. A blow-up of a black and white photo hangs on the wall, taken the first summer when she and Caitlin were 12, arms around one another, looking into each other's eyes as they were sharing a delicious secret. Caitlin waltzes across the room holding out the ivory satin skirt of her wedding dress. She's exquisite, as radiant as if she has just stepped out of the cover of Brides magazine. "It's my grandmother's gown," she tells Vix. "I took you to see her grave once, remember?" "I remember. Dorset sent it to me. It fit perfectly. Didn't even need alteration. I wonder if Grandma Summers will notice. Probably not. She doesn't see that well. She's 90-something. She stops in the front of the mirror. Her face is flushed. I can't imagine living that long, can you? Vix can't imagine anything beyond today, and she's having trouble with that. She lifts the veil from its nest of tissue paper, but before she can set it on Caitlin's head, Caitlin catches her by the arm. "Wait." She turns away from the mirror to face Vix. "About last night," she begins. Oh gosh, she knows. He told her. Maybe she should confess forgiveness now. Get it out of the way, beg her forgiveness. "What I said in the Jeep," Caitlin continues as if she's asking a question. "When I told you I wasn't sure about marrying Brew." Vix feels dizzy. I never finished what I was trying to say, what I needed to say. "You don't have to explain," Vix tells her, hoping she won't. "Everyone gets last-minute jitters." "No, it's not about last-minute jitters," Caitlin says. "It's about Brew and me." Vix holds her breath. She never regretted anything the way she regretted last night. If only she could take it back. "I always wanted what you had," Caitlin says. "You're the one who had everything. That's not the way I saw it. You were the daughter Abby always wanted. You were worthy of the Summers Foundation scholarships. You even had boobs. So I had to prove I was sexier. I had to prove I could get any guy I wanted, even Brew. Well, now you got him. I don't mean now, although there's something quaint about marrying your first lover." Vix is thoroughly confused. "Aren't you forgetting the ski instructor in Italy junior year?" Caitlin shakes her head. "I invented him for you." "You invented the ski instructor? So you think I had a first?" Vix is having trouble digesting this. "You mean you lied?" "Couldn't you say I was imaginative?" "Imaginative? Okay, so I lied. What about Vaughn? Did you make him up too? And what about the other 100 or so she's heard about over the years?" "Oh, Vaughn? We never actually did it. He wouldn't wear a condom. You can see where that got him. Anyway, he liked all the other stuff better." They stand there looking at one another until Caitlin says, You mean you never knew? You never guessed?" Vix feels as if she can't breathe. She grabs the bed rail. Caitlin's voice goes whispery. After the funeral, when I came back to the vineyard." Vix turns away. "No." She refuses to believe this. She looks out the window as the flower girls line up by sides, each one carrying a bunch of daisies. "You asked me to explain to him," Caitlin says. "You asked me to tell him why you couldn't come back." She comes up behind Vix and lays a hand on her arm. "It just happened. It didn't mean anything. Really." Vix doesn't move. Caitlin grabs a hold of her, forces her to listen. "I admit I was jealous because he loved you so much, but even more because you loved him. I wanted to prove to you that he was just like the others, following his pointer through life. Brew was never like that." She can't believe she's standing there defending him after last night. She's going to tell Caitlin the truth right now. She's going to even the score, but Caitlin hasn't finished. "Why do you think I stayed away?" she asks. "Haven't you ever wondered about that? You think you know someone really well, and then you find out." It never happened again," Caitlin adds. "We never even saw each other again until a couple of months ago when I came back." Vix catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror and is shocked that her face shows nothing. Nothing. The photographer knocks. "One for the road," she says, pushing open the bedroom door with her foot. She asks Vix to lean over Caitlin's shoulder while they both look into the mirror. "That's it," she says, guiding them a little closer so that your faces are almost touching. "Yes." Vix places the headband with the attached veil on Caitlin's head. Centers it just so, fluffs it out so that the bits of lace and seed pearls frame Caitlin's lovely face. Photographer snaps that one too. Before they leave Caitlin's house, Caitlin leads Vix over to a table in the living room where Abby has displayed the wedding gifts. "Look at this," she said, holding up a porcelain figurine of a girl in a tutu standing atop of the horse. The card reads, "Darling girl, if all else fails, join the circus." Vix begins to laugh. Caitlin joins her. They hold on to one another, convulsed until Phoebe separates them. "Time to get going," she tells Caitlin, "if you're sure you want to go through with this." At the church, Grandmother Summers asks loudly, Which one is she marrying?" Dorset points to Rue. "Oh, he's quite handsome, isn't he?" "Who are his parents? What do they do?" Sharky escorts Phoebe down the aisle. She's relaxed, smiling. Daniel escorts Abby, who looks tense, although she's trying to hide it. The two women sit next to one another. Vix can't stop looking at Rue. She prays he won't say anything, ever. How could he be sure Vix will keep how could he be sure that Vix would keep their secret? Caitlin sails down the aisle on Lamb's arm. He looks so proud, so loving, tears coming to his eyes. Caitlin smiles directly at her. She has a feeling that Caitlin is about to pull something, but she doesn't know what. She half expects her to shove her island gown banquet of cosmos, bellflowers and daisies in Vic's face and says, "You marry him. You two deserve each other." And that's the end of the chapter 46. And I feel like that chapter really showed how Vix and Bru's relationship, how even after all these years and how right before he's about to get married, how, if you really love someone, like those feelings never go away. And how even though Caitlin lied about her first time and is marrying and first time, and how she never told Vix about how Bru was her first, how Vix still loved Caitlin in the end. And that's why I feel like this chapter embodies the theme so well, because it really shows that, true love conquers all, like whether it be friendship or and how your first love is, there's always going to be something there. Thank you.